Hello friends and family, you are welcome back again to my channel. Glad to have you back again, and I believe you all are doing very well. Still in the summer period, I decided to make this beautiful hat or cap. It is actually called Visorhat. This is a good way to protect your face from the sun. Previously, I uploaded a video on how I made my flip-flop. If you haven't watched it, kindly check it out. I also have the tutorial of the outfit on my YouTube channel. If you are new to this channel, you are highly welcome, and I encourage you to keep watching my videos. Without any further ado, let's dive into the video. The materials needed for this tutorial are my fabric, my breast pad, the very thick one, then the ST, Velcro, scissors, pins, measuring tape, and my tailor's chalk. The dimension of this fabric is about 43 inches by 18 inches. You could use something bigger, you could as well use something smaller. So what I did was to fold the fabric into two on the wrong side. Then I went ahead to fold it again. The reason for folding it twice is to get two pieces of whatever I'll be cutting out. Also take note of the folded parts whenever you want to cut out. This is me just arranging it properly so that I won't make any mistake. I went ahead to draw a straight line at that base. The reason for this is because I wanted it to be even, because the raw edges were not looking even. So I just trimmed that part out. I then placed my tape on that folded point and I marked out 8 inches. Then I added about 1.5 inches allowance. This you will get by taking your round head measurement, then you minus about 6 or 7 inches. Then whatever you get, you divide it by 2 and mark it from one end to the other end. To determine the brim width, I just created a curve with my free hand. But if you have a curved ruler, you can also use it. So first of all, you take note of that initial measurement and you are just going to be creating a curve to meet with that extra inches you marked initially. This is a no template DIY, so you can make it interesting as you want. This is me doing all the cuttings. I have cut out the first part and here is the brim. However, you can be more creative in this aspect. You can make it more roundish or even pointed. But this was what I could come up with. As you can see, I have two pieces. So I just took out one, which I placed on my thick breast pad. I will just be cutting out the exact shape. Later, I just folded it into two. I felt it to be easier to cut out that way. You will still arrive at the same result. So I just folded it into two like that. Then I also folded the fabric into two. I placed the fabric on the breast pad and I cut out. This is what you should have after cutting. I then went ahead to cut out about 1/4 inch from that brim. Reason I don't really know, but I feel it will make my stitching process easier. You could leave yours like that. Honestly, it doesn't hurt. The next thing I went ahead to do was to attach my hairstay to the fabric. The reason for this is to make the fabric stable. When I was done, I went ahead to trim out the excess, which I later used to patch the remaining parts of the fabric. I repeated the same thing for the second fabric. Well, it's good to do for the two pieces. Now take note of how I'm going to align everything. First, I place the breast part down. Then I later place the fabric with the right side facing up. Then place the second fabric with the right side facing down. When I was done doing this, I took it to the sewing machine to stitch. Don't worry about how I stitched it. I'm going to be showing you guys so that you don't make any mistake. But if you want to do this, make sure you hold with pins so that it doesn't wobble. When I was done stitching, I went ahead to notch so that when turning inside out, it will come out relaxed. I also went ahead to trim that part so that when folding inside out, I won't have any issue. When I was done turning inside out, I went ahead to give it a good press. When I was done giving it a good press, I went ahead to top stitch this way. This will also add extra beauty to the cap. When I was done doing that part, I also went ahead to stitch this side of the brim. After doing this, I set it aside and now I'll be working on the strap of the cap. I again got my fabric which I folded into two on the wrong side. Just the way I started the old DIY, I folded it into two again. Then I went ahead to trim that edge because it was not looking even. If your fabric is even, you don't need that step. What I went ahead to do was to place the brim on it this way. Then I went ahead to mark the shape out. Sincerely, at this point, I didn't even know what I was doing, but I knew it will always come out nice. So when I was done marking that curved part, I just used my tape to extend the width of that marking. Okay, then I started increasing the width of the measurement. Initially, I used 2 inches, then I came out again 2.5 inches, then I increased it like that, such a way that it was wider at the middle, then slimmer at the end. Again, you can even use your free hand to create this. The reason I did this was because I didn't want it to have the same width all around. I wanted it to be a bit wider at the middle. So that was why I did this. So you can even start with 1 inch at the end and make it like 3 inches at the middle. Hope you guys understand. So this is what it should look like after cutting out. Okay, I think at this point it was beginning to make more sense to me. Then before I went ahead to attach it to the brim of the cap, I first of all attached my hairstay. But the mistake I did here was just that I didn't attach hairstay to the other piece. Okay, so it made one more stable than the other one, but it's okay, we move. So this is how it should look like. This was when I was trying to figure out how I should place it. Okay. So first of all, I just folded it into two to get the midpoint. If not, you will not get it very right. So I folded it into two that way, and I went ahead to notch that midpoint. I also did it for the second piece. I also went ahead to notch the middle of the brim. Please pay attention to this part very well, the arrangement and how I went ahead to stitch. So here I just placed the fabric with the two right sides facing the brim, and I also made sure the notches were aligned. It is good you secure it with pin at this point. Like I said before, I made a mistake for not attaching hairstay to the other piece, but at the end of the day, it still turned out nice. This is me stitching the other side of the cap. It's good you actually start sewing from the middle, that way you won't go wrong. When I was done stitching, I went ahead to notch as usual. I also realized I needed to stitch it all the way down to the end of the brim. Here you can create a shape that you will love, and when you do this, you do it for the both ends. Okay, so I just trimmed the excess and again notched the part I needed to notch. So this is how it should look after stitching. The next thing I went ahead to do was to fold in about ½ an inch around the edges of the strap. So I did it for the two pieces because that is how I would close that opening. If not, I don't know if there's another way about it. So what you will do here, you just fold it, make sure they are aligned, but it's better you give it a good press. That will make it even easier. For me, I went straight ahead to stitch down, but when doing this, you need to take your time. Make sure you fold in, you stitch, you fold in, you stitch again till you get to the end. As you can see, the beauty is coming out already. This was what it looked like after stitching. Honestly, we are almost done, but then I went ahead to fold it into two. I got the mid part, then I marked about 4 inches away from that midpoint, and see me just trying to like fold in the excess fabric at that top part. So I just pinned it down that way. Honestly, you can leave it like this, but I just wanted to, you know, create something different there. So I just pinned the two sides that way, after which I proceeded to the sewing machine to stitch down. In order to hide the seam, I just attached my trimming to it by just unstitching. So that way you will hide the seam and at the same time add beauty to the cap. So I did it for this side, I also did it for the other side. If you even have a logo, you can place it there. It's just a DIY. Just do anything you know will make your work lovely. Okay, so when I just finished that part, I knotted the thread up to like 3 times, then I also did it for the other side. So guys, this is how it looks for now. I went ahead to knot the thread too so that it doesn't loosen. The last part of this DIY or tutorial is to fix the Velcro. You can use any color because the fabric has white, it has black. I initially wanted to use black, but later I changed my mind. So this one is not difficult at all. You can even unstitch the Velcro, but I used my sewing machine to stitch. Just place it like that, and this velcro means that it could fit anybody because it's kind of adjustable with this velcro. So I just trimmed the excess velcro in a way that it will fit the shape of the strap. At this point, we are about 95% done. I believe so far you've been enjoying this tutorial. If you haven't given this video a like yet, please do, so that the algorithm will be happy. And if you are new to this channel, you are most welcome, and do me well to subscribe to this channel. Not just subscribing alone, also turn on your post notification bell so you keep seeing my videos. Now we are done making a visor hat or cap. Some people may even call it beach hat. It looks like a beach hat actually. This is a good cap to rock during this summer. You too can try it out and share your experience in the comment section. I'll be waiting for you. Don't forget to like, comment and share this video. See you all in my next tutorial. Bye.